Welcome all to the biology class. Today we are going to discuss about the processes taking place after the digestion from the small intestine. Okay, in the last class we discussed about all the processes taking place in the digestion at the small intestine. Okay, then that digestion processes will be completed by the first half of the small intestine. Then from the second half of the small intestine, the next process that is taking place after the digestion will start. That is what is the absorption process. That is the main topic that we have to discuss today. Absorption process, that is the next process that we have to study or discuss today. Absorption means absorbing the nutrients present in the food materials to the blood or to the body. Absorbing the nutrients or absorbing the materials present in the food to the body. That is what is called absorption. For that, for doing or for performing this absorption process, there are some particular structures or particular parts in the small intestine. They are called villi or villus. They are called villi. The plural is villi and the singular is villus. Okay, these villus or villi are finger-like projections that is coming from the inner walls of the small intestine. Small intestine is like a pipe. Okay, then from the inner wall of the small intestine there are some projections, some finger-like parts coming from the inner wall of the small intestine. They are called villi. So the finger-like projections coming from the inner walls of the small intestine is called villi, or the singular is villus. Clear? Then the main duty of the villi are what? It is the absorption of the nutrients. Then the villi is made up of a single layer of cells. As it is made of a single layer of cells, absorption process will be very easy, because when the food materials are or it is passing through the small intestine, it will be coming in contact with the villi. Then villi is made up of a single layer of cells. That's why it is very easy to absorb. Okay. Then villi contain two types of vessels inside. They are, one is blood vessels or blood capillaries. Blood capillaries are there inside the villi. And second one, lacteals. Lacteals are lymph capillaries. Lymph capillary means the vessels or pipe that carry lymph. Lymph means that is the fluid part of the blood. So lymph carrying vessel called lacteals, it is present there where in the small intestine, and blood containing vessels called blood capillaries, that is also there where in the small intestine. So these two types of vessels are present inside the capillary, and these vessels absorb the nutrients. For getting the nutrients into these vessels, there is only one layer of cells, or the cell wall is made up of only one layer of tissues. That's why easy absorption can be takes place. Clear? Yes. Then among the nutrients, in the last class we discussed about the end product of the digestion. There are four types of nutrients are there. Glucose and its family. That is the first type. Then second, amino acid from protein, fatty acid and glycerol from fat. These are the four end product of the digestion. Then these four materials are to be absorbed. For that, the capillary, blood capillaries absorb all the types of glucose. Glucose is absorbed into the blood capillaries, and the amino acid also. Amino acid is also absorbed to blood capillary. Then lymph capillaries absorb fatty acid, first one, and the other one glycerol. So fatty acid and glycerol is absorbed into the lymph capillary, then glucose and amino acid is absorbed into the blood capillary. So blood capillary, lymph capillary. Lymph capillary is also called lacteals. This is the method of absorption in where? In the small intestine. So absorption is done by small finger-like projection in the small intestine. They are called villi. It contains two types of blood vessels called blood capillary and lacteals. Blood capillaries absorb glucose and amino acid, and the lymph capillary is absorbing what? Fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, this is the first part related to the process of absorption. I think this is clear to you. Next, how it can be absorbed? Actually, absorption is done to the blood capillaries and lacteals, but in between the nutrients and these capillaries there is a single layer of cell. So that single layer of cell do not have any hole. Then how the materials can enter into this? For that there are four processes. Through these four processes the absorption takes place. Or what are the process behind the process of absorption? That is the main topic that we will discuss now. So now the process behind the absorption. First process, that is what is called first process, that is symbol diffusion. Symbol diffusion. That means we know all the materials that will move from one place to another. There is a chance. Then this movement actually or normally it will be from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Suppose there are two tanks in your rooftop. Then the water is pumping into one tank. The two tank is connected with another pipe. Then if we are pumping the water into one tank, automatically it will move to the other tank also. So from the tank there are more water, then it will spread to the other tank with no water. Until both the tank is getting the same level of water, it will be transferred. Okay. Then if you are, suppose you are taking water in a flat vessel, then if you are putting 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 spoons of sugar at the center, then not stirring, not doing anything, simply keeping as such. The sugar is at the center of the water taken in a flat round vessel. After 10 minutes, if you are tasting water at the other end of the vessel, that also will be sweet in taste. How? The sugar molecule spread to the area of lower concentration, means the sugar molecules are at the center only. Then other area there is no sugar, but this sugar dissolve in water and it is spread to other sides slowly. Clear? So this process is called symbol diffusion. So symbol diffusion is the process of spreading the materials from the area of higher concentration. Higher concentration means higher quantity, to the area of lower concentration. Spreading the material from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration is called symbol diffusion. Okay, sometimes there will be a semi-permeable membrane. We know in the last chapter we have from 8th standard we have studied that cell membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. It allows some particles to enter or to pass, and some other particles will not be allowed to pass through. So that's why some materials or some molecules will be spreading through the cell walls or cell membrane, as it is a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration, that is what is called simple diffusion. So simple diffusion is the process of spreading the materials from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. That's all. Clear? Then second process. Second one, facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion. Some kinds of spreading or some molecules cannot spread without the help of some other. So for their spreading, a push or a support with the protein molecule is needed. Some cell wall or cell membrane contain protein molecule. Some materials spread from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration with the help of protein molecule present on the cell membrane. Such kind of movement is called facilitated diffusion. So the movement of the molecules or materials from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration with the help of protein molecule present on the cell wall is called facilitated diffusion. There the help of another party is needed, that much only. Same like simple diffusion, but a help, a support or a support is needed. Who support? The protein molecules. Third one, osmosis. Third process, osmosis. Osmosis means it is the same thing, but it is only related with water molecule. So the movement of water molecule from the area or from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. So osmosis is the movement of whom? Movement of water. From where? From the region of higher concentration to where? To the region of lower concentration. How? Through a semi-permeable membrane. So that is what is called osmosis. Clear? That much only. The last process, active transport. Last process, active transport. Active transport means it is also the movement of molecule, but there is a difference from these three. First three, the materials or molecules are moving from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. But here, in the case of active transport, the materials are moving against this concentration gradient. Normally, concentration gradient, in the concentration, according to the concentration gradient, molecules move from the region of higher to lower. But here, opposite. From lower concentration region to higher concentration region, the materials may move. That is what is called active transport. Here, the materials move from the region of lower concentration to the region of higher concentration against the concentration gradient by taking energy from the protein molecule. By using energy only it can be done. When it is needed, some critical conditions, sometimes some materials like some salt or minerals, when they are essential in the body, then at such time their quantity will be very less in small intestine. So from such region, from small intestine, then if it is essential in the cells, these molecules may move from small intestine to cells. There actually the amount will be very less in small intestine and amount comparatively it will be more in cells. Then also if the cells require it, it will be moved by using energy. Okay, such kind of movement of molecule from the region of lower concentration to the region of higher concentration by using energy is called active transport. These four are the processes that help for the process of absorption. Okay, so absorption process takes place by using simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis and active transport. Okay, yes. Now, which are the nutrients that is absorbed by using this process? That also is to be studied. So by using simple diffusion, fatty acid, then glycerol, fatty acid and glycerol is absorbed into what? Into the lacteals. That is done with the help of what? Simple diffusion. So through simple diffusion, which nutrients are absorbed? Fatty acid and glycerol. By facilitated diffusion, all types of glucose, then amino acid. All types of glucose means glucose, fructose, galactose. These all are absorbed by using what? Facilitated diffusion. Then amino acid also. Osmosis, that is only used for the absorption of what? Water. Water is only absorbed by using osmosis. Active transport, normally it is used for absorbing salts and minerals. These are absorbed by using active transport. This much. Okay, these points are to be noted and studied very well. Which are the nutrients that is absorbed by using each process. Okay, so four processes once again I am repeating: simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis and active transport. Okay, now we can move to the next part of the digestive tract, that is what is the large intestine. Next part is the large intestine. Large intestine is the continuation of the small intestine. It is having 1.5 meter length. Then the waste, mostly 90% of the nutrients and water is absorbed from the small intestine by the villus itself. Then the waste materials containing some amount of water will be moved into the large intestine. So most part of the nutrients are absorbed from the small intestine itself. Now when these kind of mostly waste containing food material, waste materials, when they enter into the large intestine, some amount or some quantity of the water is absorbed from the large intestine. Water. Then there are some bacteria residing there in the large intestine. In our large intestine, some bacteria is living. These bacteria produce what? Vitamin K. Vitamin K. This is also is absorbed from the large intestine. So water is absorbed, the vitamin K produced by the bacteria is also absorbed from the large intestine. Then the complete waste that waste will be moved into the next part called rectum. Rectum means some bulged part of the large intestine. There the fecus or waste is stored for some time. Okay. Then from the rectum, the waste materials are sent out through the anus, last part of the digestive tract, or an opening at the other end of the digestive tract. One end is mouth, the other end is the anus. Okay, through this the waste materials is eliminated or sent out. So with this, digestion and absorption or a complete journey of the food materials are covered and completed. So each part, each process taking place in each part is to be studied very well, otherwise you will be confused and your mark may be lost for the examination. So study very well. Okay, then related to this, there are 3 other points to discuss by yourself. I am just giving 1 or 2 hints, others you have to understand, or you have to collect data and you have to keep there for the examination. First point, there is a term that you might have heard from the lower classes, roughages. This is a part of what? Food material. Roughage means actually fiber containing food materials. Actually nutrient content will be very less in such food materials, but fibers that will not be digested completely. So what is the benefit? That will increase the quantity of the food. If we are including roughages in our food materials, what are the benefit? That is one question. So the major important point, roughages increase the quantity of the food. For example, when you buy shawarma, they will add some vegetables, cabbage, onion, then capsicum, somebody add tomato also, then this coriander leaf, this all will be crushed and added with the shawarma. Then what is the benefit? Quantity will be more, but chicken quantity will be very less. Okay. So like this here, when the roughages are included in the food materials, that raise the quantity, but nutrient content will be less. So we will not have the problem of what? If we are eating more food, or if you are eating food, quantity will be more, but content will be less. So fat, such things will be reduced in the body, then we will not have problems. So quantity can be increased. One. Second point, roughages will not be digested completely from the body. So what will happen? It will help for the easy movement of the food materials through the tract, digestive tract. Roughages help for the easy movement of food materials through the digestive tract. That is the second point. Okay, that 2 points are only needed. Second question. So roughages benefit, 2 points we discussed. Then fast food or junk food. Junk food or fast food. What are their hazards or what are the harmful effects caused by junk food or what? Fast food. Can you say? If you are eating junk food every day, what is junk food? You know? Or fast food itself. Somebody, in our place, mandi, biryani, ghee rice, such things. If you are eating every day, what will happen? Cholesterol will be increased. You will be subjected to, or there will be chance for heart attack. There will be chances for sugar. Then that may affect the health of your body. You may fall into obesity. Obesity means extra fat like me. So leads to obesity. Then other problems will be there, means problem for other glands and body tissues. So completely health will be lost, health problems will be there. Then so it is to be avoided. Then what are the materials added for taste and color. Mainly the chemicals added there for taste and smell is what? Ajinomoto. Ajinomoto, that is the main chemical added for taste and smell. For the color, different synthetic colors are used. That is also harmful for our body. So because of these, it is to be avoided. That much all. So this chapter is finished. All other exercise part that we will discuss in the next class. Now all the points in this chapter is covered and discussed, explained very well. So try to understand. If you have doubt in any part, that video you have to search and that is to be seen repeatedly. Then everybody please subscribe our channel and share the link to your friends, family and all other. Tell them also to subscribe as a help from your side. I expect or I hope your help from or a help from your side. Okay. Then if there is any high school students in your family, give the links to them and tell them to subscribe. Then they will get all the videos coming in future. All the chapters in 9th, 8th, 10th biology will be discussed like this. And also another thing, when exams come, we will have exam orientation also through the channel. Then if the school is opening, then also our channel will go live. So tell them to subscribe and to watch each and every video. You also watch. Then share this maximum as a help from your part. Thank you. Have a nice day.